Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys 3 ways to sharpen your mower blades. It's a fairly straightforward process, so let's get started. So there's several reasons you're going to want to sharpen your mower blades regularly. First, it's going to improve the cutting performance. Sharpen mower blades cut grass cleanly and evenly. Dull blades tend to tear and shred the grass, which leaves behind ragged edges. This uneven cut can stress your grass and leave it susceptible to disease and pests. It also saves you time and energy efficiency. Dull blades require more effort from the mower's engine to cut the grass as they encounter more resistance due to the tearing action. As a result, your mower may consume more fuel and put unnecessary strain on the engine. This makes the mower run more efficiently and potentially saves you more time and money in the long run. The first way I'm going to be showing you how to sharpen your blades is going to be using the file method. Having a file is going to be a must when owning a lawnmower to sharpen your blades, and a file is also a fairly cheap tool to have in your garage, and you can use it for many other things. But before starting, ensure that the mower is turned off, the spark plug is disconnected, and the blade is safely removed from the mower to avoid any accidents. When sharpening your mower blades, you should always wear safety goggles to protect your eyes during the sharpening process. Next, we're going to secure the blade to a table using a C-clamp, or if you have a vise, you can also use that to hold it in place while you work. Ensure that the cutting edge is easily accessible. Next, inspect the blade and examine for any major damages, cracks, or severe bends. If the blade is significantly damaged, it's best to replace it rather than attempting to sharpen it. Next, take the file and place it flat against the cutting edge of the blade. File only in one direction towards the cutting edge and avoid back and forth sawing motion, as this can damage the blade. Remember to try to maintain the original angle of the cutting edge while filing. This angle is typically around 45 degrees, but check your manufacturer's recommendation for your mower. A good trick when sharpening your blades is to count the strokes on each side of the blade and aim for an equal number of strokes on each side. After filing, check the cutting edge for a burr. A burr is a small raised edge on the metal alongside the back side of the edge. This indicates that you filed enough to create a sharp edge. If you do not feel a burr, then continue filing until you can feel one. Now we're going to remove the burr. To remove the burr and achieve a razor sharp edge, lightly run the file along the flat side of the blade to deburr it, and be gentle to avoid removing too much metal. Next, I'm going to be showing you guys how to use a sharpening drill tool. Take your blade sharpening drill attachment and attach it to your drill according to the instructions. These attachments usually have a grinding stone or abrasive wheel on one side and a plastic guide on the other side. Same as before, secure the blade in a C-clamp or a vise. Next, hold the drill tool at the correct angle to match the original cutting edge of the blade. Turn on the power drill and carefully guide the sharpening attachment along the original cutting edge of the blade. Move the tool in a smooth, even motion along the entire length of the cutting edge. Apply light pressure to the blade while keeping the drill tool at a constant angle. Avoid pressing too hard, as excessive pressure can overheat the blade and damage it. Just like with filing, it's a good idea to count the passes and keep number of each pass that you make along each side of the blade to ensure that you have even sharpening, and aim for an equal number of passes on each side. Next, follow the deburring process as we did before. And the last method I'm going to show you is the bench grinder method. It's going to be basically the same process as a hand grinder or any other similar grinder. Ensure that your bench grinder is in a sturdy place where it doesn't move during the sharpening process. Adjust the tool rest on the bench grinder so that it provides support to the blade while keeping a small gap between the grinder wheel and the blade. This gap will allow you to move the blade smoothly back and forth without catching. In addition to safety goggles, consider wearing a face shield to protect your face from sparks and metal fragments. Go ahead and turn on the bench grinder and carefully hold the blade against the grinding wheel at the correct angle. Again, this is going to be around 45 degrees. Move the blade back and forth along the grinding wheel using smooth and even strokes. Avoid staying in one spot for too long, as it can cause the blade to overheat and lose its temper. Apply light pressure to the blade while keeping a constant angle throughout the sharpening process. Once your blade's sharp, go ahead and deburr it as we did before. Once the blade is fully sharpened, we're going to have to ensure that the blade is in balance. The reason you want to make sure your blade's in balance is because if you don't, it will cause a lot of vibration and it can also damage your engine while you're mowing. A good way to check if it's in balance is to hang the blade on a nail that's nailed into a wall, or if you don't have a nail, just go ahead and hang it on a screwdriver. If one side of the blade falls, then that means that side is heavier and that more material needs to be removed from that side. Once the blade stays perfectly level, that means the blade is in balance and can be reinstalled on the mower. Go ahead and take your torque wrench and torque the blades back on to the proper torque spec. This is typically between 45 and 70 foot-pounds, but refer to your manufacturer's manual for the exact amount. All right, well, that's 3 ways to sharpen your mower blades. If you found the video helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.